Boom shalak boom.
Boom shalak lock boom.
How's that mic sound? You want to get a little bit more on there?
I think it sounds okay.
You sound good. Well, welcome to Neanderthal Podcast. This
Thank
is
you.
just Katrina K-A.
Yeah, it's just Katrinka.
Just Katrinka. I've actually got it. If you look up on there, you can even. I've got.
Oh, what was my in parentheses? I was so curious.
It's just your name.
Oh.
But yeah, if you go to hit the camera one or two, what doesn't matter. I got your Instagram name up on here. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, that name up there is where her Instagram is. And who are you and how I know you is
Well, I'm just Katrinka. I've been going by that since, I don't know, probably 2013, 2014 is about when that started. The idea, it's so funny. People are always like, oh, yeah, it's about social justice. I'm like, no, it just means that I don't need a last name because when your name's Katrinka.
oh, people would go to saying that's social
Oh, yeah,
justice.
people are like, oh, you're saying like you're a just human. No, it just means that I don't feel as though I require a last name. I'm like Cher or
Oh,
Madonna. I'm just Katrinka.
see, when I saw it. Well, first of all, I don't know you. My last guest, Lucid Flows,
Mm. He's a badass rapper.
badass all around.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, I had a great time with him. People really enjoyed his episode. I've gotten a lot
It
of
was a great show.
thanks. Yeah, it was. It's all him. And he after the podcast, he turned me on to you. Said that you might be receptive to being on here. I started checking your shit out.
Well, thank you, Lucid.
Shout out to Lucid.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the first things I saw was your most recent post, the last Dance with Mary Jane rendition.
Oh, yeah. I was practicing on the guitar.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's so
Like,
nice.
beautiful. Like
We did a show in Weston on the 6th of October. I was preparing for that show. And I was told by PC that I better practice the damn guitar. So
who's we? Like all I know, I tried doing I tried doing some research on you, but then I got distracted.
that happens to me all
And
the
then I
time.
couldn't find a whole bunch of stuff. And then till later today, like 15 minutes, like I was doing a cram session,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got distracted again with fantasy football. Just
I did a cram session on directions to get to your house real fast before I got here. That's why I was a little bit late. But I was about 15 minutes late, so that worked out. That gave you about 15 minutes to study up on
procrastinate.
fantasy football.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this chick does not use GPS.
And no,
She's
I
just
don't.
old school, looked at the directions, and then got here.
Yeah, lost. That's just I don't understand.
That's a skill that very few people possess anymore, especially your age and younger.
That's true.
I don't know how old you are. I'm guessing
Yeah.
28, 29.
You can stay right there, sir. We'll go with that.
Probably pretty close.
Sure.
Anyways. Oh, yeah. So this is another cool, interesting thing for me. You brought somebody here.
I did. I brought my assistant. I brought Mr. Brendan Cowan.
He's off mic. I wish I had another mic, but that's in Mexico. Literally. No, it is.
Brendan, your microphone.
Yes, Brendan's right here next to us.
Mhm.
We got someone else in the studio. He's going to be running the cameras for us, which is awesome. And yeah, it's pretty neat to have someone else in here. You're like a
I bet
professional.
and he's excited to, use Apple software, I'm sure. So,
Yeah. Does he use GPS?
No.
No. Huh.
he's in training.
He's in training. Why? It's a conscious effort. Why do you not use GPS on your phone?
Well, have you ever been lost? Have you ever had that feeling?
Lost in a car driving, or lost?
Or walking or
I've been kind of lost in the woods at night before, but I'm always confident enough that I can eventually get to where I need to go. Like it might,
See,
I'll get lost, but I
yeah.
know. So I've been kind of lost, yeah, but I know if I just walk far enough, I'll get somewhere that I recognize.
when I was a kid, I noticed that other human beings would freak out. I don't like as long as I can still see the sun or the stars or moss. Not that I want to go in the woods ever for any reason. That's not, I wouldn't intentionally. But if you drop me there, I'm gonna survive.
Wow.
So like,
I love the woods.
I honed that. When I was. It was really important to my dad. My dad helped me with that. Your inner compass. That's what he called it. And all 3 of my daughters have precise inner compasses.
Are you one of those people that, like, if I dropped you outside, spun you around, you could say that way's north, that way's south, east, west, like automatically? Yeah, I'm not one of those people. I have no idea which direction is which when I'm anywhere.
Well, you're east of the city.
No.
Proper line.
Oh, I thought it was north.
Well, you're north of the downtown.
And east. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You're not like direct north.
It's just I don't know. That doesn't mean I get lost or I don't have direction. I just don't know which way north is. But if something is north, I know how to get
just
there.
Think of yourself as a northeasterly star, and think about the city as the center. You'll get there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I took us off path.
No, I love it. This is important. Everybody get out there and figure out which way is north, and then, stand in the place where you are. Never mind. You're going to need to teach your kid this crap. What are we going to do if there's nobody left on the planet who can get from A to B without GPS? Has anybody thought about this?
I've thought about it. That's something. I'm waiting for the day that technology does just a solar flare or some kind of terrorist
According
EMP.
to Robert Schoch, it's a matter of, it could be tomorrow.
Ooh, Robert Schoch fan, yeah.
Oh, I love Robert Schoch.
Nice.
I love Johnny Anthony West, actually.
Yeah.
I did a song with Shadron Dennis. That was a dedication to Johnny Anthony West after he passed.
Yeah. Wow.
So
I like them too.
Nice. Robert Bivall?
I don't know that one.
Ooh, you'll get there. Oh, yes, you do. He's responsible for the Orion correlation theory.
Okay.
But he's the one that realized that the Giza Plateau resembles the same configuration and size as the stars of Orion's belt.
Oh, okay. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other guy? Randall Carlson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's really into geology. That's very interesting.
That's the stuff
to me.
that's the stuff that freaks me out. That's why I think about different, like, the meteor. We're going to get hit by a meteor sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Soon, maybe.
No, it's so funny. It's so funny to me. And anytime, and I'm working on writing stand-up right now, so these things might have to make it into the notebook as topics, because it is, my shtick is that I don't make up stories. Everything that I tell on stage when I do stand-up is true. So that makes it a little bit more complicated.
I don't think anybody knew you were a stand-up. Well, I mean.
You didn't know.
I mean, sorry. As far as me introducing you, talking
That's
about,
okay.
So now you're a stand-up too. You do.
I'm just Katrinka.
Well,
See,
you're just
it's so much easier.
No, I mean, I just thought it was just the awesome music, the beautiful voice. There's a band involved I didn't know about, and now there's stand-up. Keep going on the meteor that's gonna hit us.
Okay. Well, what's funny just is how, I mean, to a point we are such an educated, such an advanced civilization. We have technology at our fingertips, the ability to, anyone can be a mechanic, anyone can be an audio engineer, anyone can Google, right?
Anybody can YouTube. I mean, everything you're looking at and hearing, this is all done by YouTube. I didn't know how to do anything. I seriously, I've never had a MacBook.
This is masterful.
Thanks. Thank you. I've never even had a Mac before, and I had to figure out, I mean, just everything. I don't know anything. This would have taken, I don't know, maybe 2 years in a community college to learn. I figured it out in just a couple weeks on YouTube.
Precisely.
I love it.
The difference, though, between you and the bulk of humanity is most people are just using it for how to insert dumbass hobby or porn. Like, nobody's, it's a small percent of the population that is using this gift of technological advance. I mean, most people, like little kids, this is a true thought experiment that I've been running just in my own life, in my spare time. Run into some little kids, and I like to ask them this question. I'm
going to ask them. Because I got two of my own. I can't.
This is perfect. You ask them, how does Google work?
Oh, they don't know what Google is.
Well, mine are a little older than
yours.
Okay.
My oldest is 5. He doesn't know what Google is yet.
But it doesn't have to be your kids. I encourage everyone to ask everyone's kids.
Yeah.
Ask all the little kids. Ask them, how does Google work? And they're going to say, well, you type in the question, or you push the little speaker, but the answer is so rarely the curiosity of what's behind that, and so seldom is it a question that a child would be asked to begin with, or So I think that we're heading down a really slippery slope.
I agree. You ever thought about becoming a hunter? Kind of take your...
I don't eat meat.
No?
Mm-mm. It has nothing to do with the love of animals. I mean, animals are fine. I just, you want to know the truth?
Of
I've
course.
read a lot of medical studies, not conducted in the United States because, duh, we can go over that later. But I realized my sister Brianna, she had me do some research, and when I was in my late teens, my dad got cancer and he passed away from that. So like I was on this mission to like know what causes cancer. And I found out that in so many worldwide studies, having your animal protein, and I'm not saying total protein, just the protein you get from animals being under 4%, you can't, radical genes don't form. And they've known about this since like 1973. So anyhow, I stopped eating meat and I stopped having all sorts of health problems. And people, I think I might eternally get carded. So
Okay, that's fine. But if the meteor does hit, let's not go meteor. Let's go with solar flare or EMP.
if a meteor hits Brian, you better be helping me save the livestock for future humanity as friends and pets and propagators of the future Earth. We cannot eat them. We'll be screwed.
We're gonna have to eat something. So when the shit hits the fan, you're gonna have to. You're gonna
Are
be
you
forced.
asking me if I'm a great shot?
No, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all you need to know then,
Mm-hmm.
because you'd have to do it if the shit hits the fan. You're gonna have to get your protein somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're not against hunting or
No,
eating?
I mean,
That's cool.
I'm far more against the disrespectful, process that we've turned animals into.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
I
wish I could get all my
not
meat
against hunting
wild.
at all.
Yeah. Okay.
I respect the idea that you would respect the life of that animal and use every part of that animal. And
Any serious hunter, it's shocking to a lot of people to hear this, but someone like me loves deer. Let's say deer because that's what I hunt the most. I love deer more than anybody in PETA does. And it sounds weird because I'm also killing them and eating them, but I have
totally
so
feel
much
that.
more respect and I know so much more and I give back to them, like to conservation. Like when we buy a hunting license, that money goes straight to conservation. PETA and a lot of these animal rights activists, they're not putting any money towards conservation.
Mm-hmm.
So as shocking as it might sound to some people, hunters, respectful hunters, look, there's some yahoos out there that are shooting road signs and poaching.
Right.
Those guys aren't hunters. Those are just douchebags that any population is going to have.
Mm-hmm.
But a real hunters are extremely respectful of the animal, and it's really pretty amazing when you look at animals and just wildlife. Like you don't like the woods. Someone like me could be dropped off in there and
just itchy.
yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah. You
I've
go in the cold.
evolved.
Go right now. It's not itchy right now. It's all done.
I don't like to be cold either.
Yeah.
I'm such a brat. But no, that is true. Anyone who truly knows me knows that I'm down as long as it's inside.
Nice.
I mean, I love the summertime. That's not really totally true. In nice weather, I like to be outdoors, and I do catch a little bit of sunshine every day,
Yeah.
even when it's cold. But
It's good for the soul.
yeah, I almost died from poison ivy as a little kid. It,
Oh,
sealed
legit?
my throat shut. So I have like,
That would traumatize
yeah, bitch.
anybody and say,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's a
Mhm.
legit excuse." Do you even know what
And
it looks
happened
like?
twice. So like,
Do you know what it looks like now?
no, I don't think I've ever seen it.
I know.
You know, the first time I ever got it was at the air show when they did the air show at the downtown airport, and somebody was burning brush on the other side of the highway. And all of a sudden, when I was just running, I was like 4.5 years old, just running around the airfield, and then just like was like, oh, I have a bellyache, and passed out. Yeah.
Oh, your
and-
parents must have been freaking
Yeah,
out.
it was like a 911 emergency.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! I wouldn't know what I would do if that happened to one of my kids. I'd freak out. Wow.
So, but you know, I'm probably fucked for life now. Everybody's gonna know my Achilles' heel.
Yeah.
Just wave a little freaking poison ivy.
It's not like the comic books. You're not going to turn into Poison Ivy and have some crazy ass superpowers.
What a cool character.
Yeah. You could pull it off.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah. We just found your outfit.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy.
I mean, that would be actually ironically hilarious. I might do that. I don't know. I might do that just to be funny.
I'll go as Mr. Freeze.
Okay. Are you throwing a party?
I am now.
Okay. Hell yeah. You should do a Halloween edition podcast. Come on, because it's like a weekday.
What would that be? What would a Halloween edition? You know what? I'm not going to be here. I am, speaking of hunting and being cold, I am going camping, hunting on October, the end of October to the 1st of November for about 8 days. She's shaking her head.
All I'm saying, all I'm saying is, you're just gonna go sit in the woods with a gun on Halloween?
No, I don't use a gun. I use a bow.
Okay, that's not less scary to somebody who who might be minding their own damn business in the woods on Halloween.
Nobody's gonna be out there. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm from 75th Interest, so people say things like this to me, and that's just weird. Cause like, see, where I'm from, I will hit you in the face if you say something like stupid, like, "Hey, I'm gonna be this costume on Halloween that has a gun," and like take a prop gun out. Like, don't do that.
No, not down there.
Right. So it just took.
I mean, not anywhere.
Think it just took me a minute to catch up with you.
Okay.
It just took me a minute. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's all right. If you're going out hunting, you're not gonna see it. I mean, have fun.
I'm gonna have a blast.
I'll do something better.
Better to you, but I'm gonna have the time of my life up there.
Are you gonna get a year's worth of protein?
I hope I get some. I might not get anything. It's hard to shoot a deer with a bow.
People talk to me like I'm crazy, but there's a strong following of individuals who are like, yeah, I'm just gonna go freeze my balls off in a tree stand for 8 days.
Yeah,
this has never appealed to me.
My
brother does that.
I was born and raised in Upper Michigan. Cold don't faze me. The heat, keep me away from the heat. I am not a happy camper. I don't go outside. I'm like, I need the AC. I don't like being outside when it's hot out. I am miserable. The cold, I throw on an extra layer. I'm good. I got a picture of me hang with like a little montage picture with it like being 0 degrees, me being up in a tree, just smile on my face, just ready, and I'm loving life. It's weird. People are weird.
Did you ever listen to Bill Engvall as a kid? That comedian, that country comedian. He was like my favorite of all those touring
Bill
hillbillies.
Engvall.
Yeah, he was with like Alan Jackson was the chatty hoochie guy. That ain't him. Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, no.
Ron White.
Oh, Ron White's good.
Tater salad. Yeah, that guy.
I like Ron White.
Well, Bill Engvall used to do this skit about how he made the mistake of taking his wife hunting with him.
Okay.
And if you'd known it, we could talk about that. But
oh, sorry.
Anyhow, she brought her purse, and it's hilarious, and you should Google it.
I'll
she
check
ends
it
up
out.
scaring away the deer, being like, "Run, baby, run!" Yeah, it doesn't turn out well for Bill.
He didn't know that going in. Like,
I
wouldn't take anybody who I didn't think would be interested. I wouldn't take just anybody.
As a comedian, he has always had this delivery that makes me feel as though he's telling me an honest story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about him.
Maybe, so that's why, that would explain why he did it. He probably wanted the story from it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Amen to that. That was like the most intelligent. Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to try stand-up comedy.
You should do it.
Yeah.
I know just the guy to call.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to try. I would like to try it. I think I could come up with, I don't know.
You need 10 minutes and practice it. And 10 minutes is way shorter than you think it's going to be. You think that's going to be so many jokes, and it's not.
No, 10 minutes is a long time. 10 minutes is a long time.
I mean, it seems like that, but I'm saying when you get into the groove, from the time they say your name and like your little intro song plays, and you get all jogged up on the stage or whatever, and you have to people are going to take the time to laugh at you. So.
At me?
Well, fuck yeah. What do you think we do this for?
Want them to laugh with me.
Well, I mean, I suppose, but that's making fun of oneself is usually the way to go.
Yeah, like I said, I've got some ideas that I don't know. I've just kicked it around and I've never done anything about it, but yeah, I do find myself putting myself into different situations just for either the story or just the life experience.
You're an adventurer.
Of it. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the best adventure you've ever been on?
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't say the best adventure there's I somebody was talking to me recently and she was asking me, "What's your favorite color? What's your favorite this?" And I found out I don't have favorites. I just have things that I like a whole lot. And so what's my best adventure?
You haven't seen the right color or met the right girl. Or add on to the list. Like, you will have favorites. I have a friend like you. He's 42 now. I feel he's 42 now. And he just started being like, all right, I do have a favorite band. I do have a favorite way I cook eggs.
Huh.
You just haven't had it yet. You haven't had the right eggs, man.
I make eggs every day for breakfast.
What's your favorite way to eat eggs?
I don't have a favorite way. But I do have a way that I do them usually because they're just what I've been the routine. I just do them over medium. But I do love a good scrambled egg. I love an omelet.
Who ate Chinese food in here?
You're reading my, nobody's ever, no one's ever brought that up before.
Okay, well, I want you to understand I notice things. Like, I appreciate this beautiful flower arrangement. And I appreciate...
I have little things that I would like people to notice, but nobody ever does. Yeah, the fortune.
He chose Hunger Games for me. He did. That's the book that's on the table. I don't know if it's always there or what, but Hunger Games.
Yeah, so you've mentioned that. You mentioned that when you first came in here, the Hunger Games book on the table. What? And you kind of made a thing about that. Why would that be funny to you? Why is that? It seems like it's ironic. I just want to know what
character you're implying I might be.
It's just a book.
Nothing.
Maybe
just a book.
You know what? Maybe it's because she's a hunter and it's bow season.
All right.
And
okay. There you go. That makes sense. The archery aspect. Your son named Archer. That has like all these different.
Yeah.
I really dig that.
Yeah, I figure you don't want to hear a whole bunch. That's why I didn't go. I figure you don't want to hear about my hunting, and I probably talk about it enough on the podcast so I try to not talk about it a whole lot, but I did just have a really good hunt.
I think people like to hear things you're excited about.
Yeah,
I think you're the main character on the podcast. You're the reoccurring character.
Oh, no.
You're the Joe Rogan.
I'm just the guy that is having an awesome guest on, and it's the guest show. The show is the guest. I want the guest to be
very chivalrous
on showcase. I want it to be all about them. I don't want a whole lot about me. I mean, obviously, I'm going to have some about me. It's a lot of hours I have to put in.
Which I guess full circles us back to your decorations and things. Your subtle participation. Is that a Lucid sticker I see over here?
Yeah, see, I also...
Open your present.
Oh, you told me to open that after you... Oh, that was on the show. Yes. I have to go downstairs. Can you hold court for a minute while I go run downstairs and grab it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I can think of some stuff to say. Ladies and gentlemen. Brendan, come talk to me. Come steal his chair. Why would that make him mad? Okay. Later we should take a poll. Who thinks that Brendan should have taken a risk about making Ryan mad and talked on the microphone? It's a pretty dope setup he has going on in here. The decorations are nice. And he says, oh, nobody's ever noticed that about everything. But he's got... What camera is in use right now? How about that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's got like some sort of crystal. This looks like amethyst. What are these rocks?
All right, hold on. Woo. I'm out of shape. Sort of. All right. So, yeah, I was going to kind of go in on some of these directions. Decorations.
I hope.
A lot of this stuff is things that people have given me.
Oh.
So those crystals are what Curtis D, the Extreme Adventurer podcast, if anybody listened to that, he brought those for me. They're just some cool crystals that I think are supposed to bring good luck and just good positive energy.
This one has a good shimmer on this side.
Yeah, and then
the mud fossil guy would say about these.
Yeah, so that's what those are. The deer head someone gave me, lacquered up and painted. It's pretty cool. The Lucid art and Lucid flows, the stickers, Mythic.
Oh, yeah, that is Mythic.
Yeah, Yeah, my sister gave me this little Ryan's bar bottle opener. Yeah. And then I just have my son's trophy from
Let me
soccer.
see that.
This, I just had it there because he gave it to me. He wanted me to have it, and so I was like, oh, I'll put this in here.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's
kids
a
are
big
cool.
winner.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just a participation. Oh, all right. So I'm want me to,
Yeah, open it up.
all right. This is I don't know what to expect. Can't believe you brought me something.
Well, everyone did apparently.
Oh, sweet. Oh, tell me. Human crop circles, Project Lucid. Oh,
This is the one you can't buy. This is the old one. That's the original.
Sick.
Also,
Is he cool with me having this? Oh man, this is dope.
what a bitch buys in 2009, a bitch owns in 2018.
Wow. Wow. So this is Lucid's.
Okay, so I could have given you a
album.
sealed copy, but I wanted you to be able to listen to it. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to give him one that's open that I've listened to a couple
Check
times.
that art out. Did he do that?
He did all that art.
Dude, that is just sick. I wouldn't even want to put. I'm like, I don't even want to put that in a CD player because I don't want anything to happen
you
to it. But
should.
I
You're
have to
gonna.
listen to it, so I'm
Yep.
gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I still have a couple sealed copies somewhere. What I really want to do is get.
Wow.
Let me see it real quick. I want to see what track it was.
You shouldn't have. Why? I mean, that's
Look
so
at
sweet.
7.
7 what?
Track 7 featuring. So I want to try to get Yubi and Gotti to sign it too, and then go through. You know, like there's like Jokers on there, Phantoms on there, Cuddy.
Wow.
So there's a lot of local, rap legends participated in this kind of underground album, and
Wow.
for whatever reason, Lucid, it never really mainstreamed. So I mean, he I think he mentioned that on the podcast that he kind of released something and then was working on something new and kind of hesitated or whatever. So, and he's been for a long time he was reworking those. But in my opinion, I love that record.
I cannot wait. I can't wait. I want to stop the podcast now and go jam it, but I'm having too much fun. All right. Oh, we got
Oh, that's my lighter. That's
I got
an
a lighter.
accident.
Accidental lighter.
There's that fucking lighter.
And then we got some. Oh shoot. Okay. Well, stuff's falling out here. I got business cards.
Oh yeah. See, that helps keep things straight because it's really hard. There's a reason why we just go by just Katrinka. It's just so much easier.
What's Custom Creations?
Okay, so that's my
and it
sister's.
says KC. Sweet.
Yeah, that's my sister's segment of the business, and she does some awesome stuff. You should check her out. She can customize. I mean, she'll custom build you anything, but she does really professional looking different kinds of signs and wall art.
Gary Crosley Ford.
Yeah, that's Baron. That's Baron. That's my homie Baron. That's the reason why people started to think that I'm working for Ford now. Because I wouldn't do it for just anyone, but I've been making music videos with Baron because it's just
I've seen
so
a couple.
damn
I saw that
fun.
latest one.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
Oh, man. He cracks me up. And he's so good on the mic. The Weston Savage show, have you ever heard of that? They had him on there, and they were talking about his Barry White voice. So we had to come in and put in a bunch of, coffee's so good you need a chaser. And, like
That's
all
pretty
these
good.
crazy, like, low.
That's pretty good low for a gal.
Oh, well, thanks. Baron does it better.
I would hope so. He's a dude.
Yeah.
And he's got a name Baron. If you got the name Baron, you got to be a
Baron Washington
Baron.
Jr., BWJ.
BWJ.
Don't buy a car from anybody else.
Custom cupcakes.
Oh, yeah. So
Gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. No high fructose corn syrup, no preservatives. All organic. Pre-orders take at least 24 hours.
yeah, so we don't put those. Used to be there were different stores that carried those once upon a time, but that's kind of just was we really only pushed that business in a time period where my brother was focused on that, and now he's just finished medical school, so he's a bona fide doctor.
And then 4 o'clock seeds.
Oh, so those
Roses?
are awesome. No, they're 4 o'clocks, and they will open twice
What's a
a
4
day
o'clock?
in this part of the world.
Oh.
It's I believe in Japanese is that where that flower originates, and normally wherever it's indigenous to it would open at 4 o'clock daily, but it'll open in the morning and it'll open in the evening, and it gets these big pretty stalks, and they're bee made hybrids. So it's
What do I do
they
with
have
these?
tie-dye. You
Outside?
Can plant them we can plant them inside, outside, anywhere you want.
Will they
You can put 'em
grow-
in pots? They'll grow as big as you give them a space for, so
Really?
you can't jack it up.
Nice. I can't wait.
They're
Oh,
awesome.
beautiful. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I can't wait to check that CD out. That art is, man. Well, I'm kind of speechless. Thank you.
So I guess, the business cards, normally maybe that seems kind of like I'm being obnoxious, but it's hard to explain. People ask what I do. I've done a lot of things. I've been a fine arts director at a high school, and I love doing that. My first life was in commercial title insurance, and I adored that. And
You just do whatever you want.
I've done a lot of things.
What's a typical day like for you?
Oh man, that
Do you
is
have a typical
$1
day?
million question. That's a question nobody ever asks. I have 5 full-time dependents. 3 of them are my children, which that's comes with the territory. But then I take care of my grandparents.
Okay.
I mentioned losing my dad when we were young, so we have like a generation gap. So my grandparents live in the master suite of my house, and they're in their mid-80s, and they've been there a few years now. And I think that of course, there's always a million reasons why, if you can, you should keep your family close to you instead of having strangers, care for them when they're still completely, cognizant and aware and capable. Capable. But anyhow, my grandmother has not graduated from thinking I'm 15 and about to get in a shit ton of trouble. So I get treated like that on the daily. She's always wandering around my house going, Trinka! I'm trying to get, attention. My grandfather asked for the Sunday paper every day.
Every day ask for the Sunday paper?
Man, but it's fine. He is the most, it's the easiest thing in the world to care for my grandfather. He's the most joyful old man.
That's the best kind of old man.
Yeah. My grandmother compensates, she's always picking a fight. So my day it is a requirement of my day every single day to make sure that they get their pills, and we take insulin, blood sugars, and do insulin 4 times a day. I have to make sure that they eat every 4 hours. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, there's other things to watch for that you never realize you'll need to be an expert on someday.
Yeah.
But,
like what?
I don't want to embarrass my grandparents.
Oh, well, don't.
Anything you would do for a baby.
Okay.
Think about it.
Oh, sure.
Anything you've done for your baby. Everything that you're like, oh, God.
Gotcha.
Damn it. Nobody warned me having kids was disgusting. And it is just, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, you do the,
sure.
you go through the same things.
Yeah.
But it is also, you should do the podcast from in there. They say the most obnoxious shit. And my grandfather just can't hear anything. So my grandmother will answer him in the most obnoxious way possible. And a great example is he yelled that he's in his 80s and he doesn't know what his heritage is. And she yells back, "You're black, remember?" And of course, they're not. But, she's got a damn fine sense of humor. Other people think she's cruel and unusual, and that might be true, but I get her jokes, so we get along.
Is that kind of maybe where you got your stand-up
My
idea?
cynicism?
I don't know about that. Just where you want to start doing stand-up, yeah.
I did stand-up the first time on a dare.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of things I've been involved in really started. I'm not very good at backing down from dares, especially if I know I can.
Like competition.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's not my most beautiful quality. But it's
Why
gotten
not?
me far.
Why not? That gets people far. Having a strong competitive attitude gets you. It can get you far. I guess it can get you into trouble too.
It will get you far, but you don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of friends. I'm an assertive female, and so it's really difficult to make friends.
Yeah.
But the friends I have are like lifelong. It's a solid situation.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
I think the first time was about 3.5 years ago.
How often?
2015.
Yeah. How often do you do it?
I did it a couple times then, and then I've done a couple studio things, and then I'm just now getting back into it.
Yeah.
To stand up. Yeah, so not a lot. But I was invited back, and I'm excited about that. It was all an invitation-based thing.
Okay.
This is going to sound snotty, but I don't have the experience of I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed in the way that I haven't had a lot of I trudged and went to all these different clubs and nightclubs, blah, 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 blah. The first time I did stand-up, I happened to be friends with the right person who'd been trying to get me to do it for years, and made the right dare on the right drunken ass night.
Nice.
Man. So I did it.
And you killed it?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's that feel like?
Fun.
Yeah, it makes you want more?
I like for other people to laugh.
Have you-
Laughter feels so
It's the
wonderful.
best.
A room full of laughter is so wonderful.
It is the best. It's the best.
So, and it's nice to be able to laugh at things that are true.
Yeah.
Like I did a true story about some bogus ass shit my kid said in church, which was true and honest, but don't say that in church. And they were doing Noah's Ark, and she just wanted to point out to everyone that in the Sunday school class that this story is stupid because everyone knows that a rainbow is just light shining through a prism, and it had just been raining and the sun had just come out.
Wow. How old was she? Is she?
4. She was 4 at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. She was just like,
What did the teacher
this is
say?
stupid. Well, get the hell, where the hell is your mom? Essentially, but no, nothing at that moment. But the eyeballs said everything. Like I have an uncle who is a priest. My family's very Catholic, so.
Yeah. I ran into a Catholic the other day, and you want to just, especially this day and age, be like, why? Like, why are you supporting these child rapists? Obviously, they're not all that, but it's everywhere. It's so, it's so cliche. It's so cliche now that, and the Pope, whoever the last Pope was known to hide certain pedophiles, throwing them in a different place, and they just,
deplorable.
It's everywhere. And these people go to church, and they're giving their money to this association.
Tithing.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't understand
say
it.
that my personal experience within the Catholic Church was a positive one.
I'm not saying there's not positives. Surely there's more positive than negative.
There's a lot of things to be said. See, this is when I get into trouble, like earlier we were saying, when there's a lack of accurate education, or expanded education over a long enough period of time, people fail to remember things, such as you would not have a Protestant or a Mormon or even a Muslim without a Catholic. There would be no documentation of those. It wouldn't have developed. So, catechism was a necessary step. And if you are a person of faith of any extended, supplemental religion that is formed from the preservation that the Vatican once provided, well, then I think that it's something that you should consider righteous. That just would be with the book. If that's your book.
Right.
You're going to rep your book. So I get into that debate a lot with people. Yeah. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry at all. Yeah, I probably went down a road maybe less people should travel, or maybe more people should. I don't know. I just don't understand. I understand going to church, but you would think, all right, maybe Catholics, maybe I shouldn't be putting my money here. Maybe I should go to a different church and support those that.
Well, you want to know what I really think about the Catholic Church?
Child abusers. I don't know.
There's fathers, there's sisters, there's brothers. Where the fuck are the mas in the Catholic? In that it. And I mean this with all due respect to every member of my family, as well as all the way up. To his Holy Father, the Pope. I would say I have written him. Actually, there's a picture on my Instagram. I can prove that.
The new Pope?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that something that we should all consider is that as students in the Catholic way of life, I didn't personally, I was a PSR kid. I didn't go to Catholic school, but my brothers and sisters all did, and they got this on a daily basis. And it's the father, the mother. You're supposed to honor thy father and thy mother, but there's a distinct, screwed up difference between the way they teach the structure of the household and the structure of the church as a whole. It's missing the mother. And I really feel like because I don't know if you know any nuns, but damn,
no,
please, the only thing better than a nun is an inner city mom who works nights and is around on the front porch when you're supposed to have your ass at school. It's the only thing better than a nun.
Yeah.
And seriously, I think that if they felt clearly they've chosen that. I mean, there's certain things you have to accept when you're debating these things. It's hard for people. People want to say, well, why do they believe that anyhow? I think it's far more productive to say, well, I accept that this is their belief, but based on that belief, they have now made themselves feel as though they're inferior to this male structure. You know, like that's what they truly believe. It's a part of their righteous experience. It's a part of something they've dedicated their whole lives to. I think that they wouldn't do if they weren't very serious about such a thing. And I think that so if that was not the culture, I think that if those nuns had always felt that they had the right to check some priests, this shit went I think that would fix it. I think that they're failing to practice what they preach in the most literal and fundamentally basic way.
I mean, that seems apparently just brutally honest. Yeah, I mean, it does. Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, they're missing the balance.
It's a racket, man. There's just too much money involved now.
Oh yeah, no.
Too much
and
money and
tons
power.
Of people around me who would just be like, "Oh, fuck the Catholic Church."
Yeah,
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go, I guess. I wouldn't. I mean, if that was, I don't know, if that was Amazon, and all of a sudden it turned out that Bezos and all these CEOs was hiding all these pedophiles, moving them around, people would boycott Amazon. And let me tell you, as a mailman, Amazon is through the roof. Everybody has Amazon. Everybody. People, if that started finding out, if that was everywhere, people would start boycotting. I'll go to Walmart. I'll use eBay. You know what I'm saying? But they would use that as opposed to Amazon. And Amazon would eventually shut down.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But with the Catholic Church...
Your power is correct. You're so right.
Yeah, take your money elsewhere. Believe in God. Believe in Jesus. Believe in what you want. Just go find a different church that believes most of the same things and isn't protecting these monsters. You know, put your money elsewhere. And maybe that would change. Maybe... it wouldn't change. It's too big. It's worldwide. It's just one of those things like, why even argue? Why even talk about it? It's just futile. It's like politics in America, too. Just, why even talk about it? It's so futile.
Brendan's been trying to convince me to run for president.
Yeah.
Based on the assumption that if we were obnoxious enough about it, maybe I really could run for something local after that.
Yeah, I think you have to go local then bigger.
Bitch, I never do things in local.
Yeah? So you become president, and then you'd be... now I'm going to be mayor.
I don't assume I could win.
Yeah.
You
no,
know.
it'd be very hard to...
But we just mean, getting the attention, making a splash, get your ideas out there during that race, and then turn it back around into something local.
I see. It's been done before.
Yeah, I think I'm too busy writing music right now. That's my real love.
Yeah. How do you write music? What's a typical... Do you sit down? Like, how do you write music?
So usually I just... hear it. I hear it in my head. Mm-hmm. One of those people that experiences certain things in colors and ratios and weird things.
Yeah, you're a true artist.
So I can't draw for shit though. That's what's hilarious. And when I was little, I thought that's what that meant.
Well, it's such a broad brush of the word artist. I mean, there's so many different forms of artistry, music.
Lucid was once like, "You're being a motherfucking pussy. Drawing's good for your brain."
Yeah.
And you know how I said about dares, so I try to doodle sometimes.
Are you pretty good at doodling? No?
I'm miserably terrible. I cannot. No.
Is that something you can teach yourself to be a good drawer?
I think practice makes perfect in so many categories, but it's not something, I'm not going to. Yeah.
I could go to YouTube, say how to draw.
I mean, I would learn to draw that cat and that elephant face. Yeah. And it's not going to make me capable of going outside and just transposing the sunset.
Okay.
That's not going to happen.
So do songs just come at you kind of randomly if you're driving around or in church or cooking dinner? Does it all of a sudden something go, ooh, something's coming to me. I like this. Let's do it.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Also, I get requested to help people. I do some ghostwriting. So, a lot of times I'll pick a genre. I'll have a long conversation with an artist and be like, okay, because I want to write something that you'll genuinely appreciate, using. And so I like to, instead of just being like, all right, well, here's your shopping, shopping aisle full of whatever, pick it out. I don't like to do it like that. I like to, sometimes, I might go back to something that exists, but I like to create new things based on. So I'll create a playlist for myself. that is based on a combination of what inspirations that artist tells me that they have, and then also what I believe to be decent music.
Yeah.
And I'll just listen to that on repeat, and in between feeding my grandparents and taking my kids to and from the school and doing all the things I do from my house usually. And we do have a couple studio locations. We do have a mobile studio, and as far as I know, I think we're the most equipped mobile recording studio in the area.
That's neat. What's your band's name?
So I play with a game of acronyms is usually what you'll find it published under.
A game of acronyms?
Yeah,
That's the name of it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You know, because I'm JK. And Phil Craven, who's the lead singer of Whiskey for the Lady, that's a really, I was trying to find you a pin as I was walking out the door. PC, I need a pin for this homie over here, or a t-shirt or something. So that, you know, but you should get on Spotify and listen to them. They're a very progressive sound that's going on right now, and that's local. And his first interest was metal music, so we have a lot of, honestly, it's Ween. Have you ever heard the band of Ween?
Oh, yeah.
Ween is my favorite band of all time.
I love that picture of you with their album holding
yeah,
up.
That chocolate and cheese.
I love that.
So perfect.
That's funny. Yeah, that was perfect.
Yes.
I loved it.
I held that up and I was so impressed that it fit so nicely. Anyhow, everybody should go check that out. If you're a Ween fan, there's this picture of me holding up the record for chocolate and cheese, and it's just a perfect fit. And if you know what we're talking about, you've already got a mental. Yeah. So. Yeah, I met PC. That's a good story. I met PC. I was working a bar. Are we way over time?
No, we're good. We're real good.
Good. I was working a bar, and there was some dude razzing me up. I don't know. Shit. Trying to talk to me about, well, I like music. Yeah, bro. Me too, man. You know, like, whatever. Trying to chat at me at this bar. I'm trying to, like,
wait, what was his opening line?
I don't know.
Do you like music?
There's some douchebag, and this is not PC. He's somewhere else at the bar, and I don't know who he is yet in this story. It was just some other guy was trying to flirt with me at the bar and trying to talk to me about music at the time, and I was being kind of a snobby bitch intentionally. And finally, he did just kind of like piss me off. He was like, "Tell me your favorite band," and whatever. And I was like, "Look, you've never heard of them. It's a band called Ween. It's, you know, Mickey and Aaron. It's my first love. They've been playing together since they were 14. And, you know, and I bet you ain't never fucking heard of them. They're the masters of all genre, you know, and did my little puffy little thing. And he was just like, you know, blew me off kind of. And I looked down, and there's this dude, and he, like, rises up. I bet this will move with me. He, like, rises up and stands up at the bar, and, like, lifts up his shirt. And he has a Grateful Dead,
the skull thing,
with a Boognish around it, the Ween symbol, and it was like pretty fresh ink. It was only a couple months old, but like you can't lie about Ween is my favorite band. Like in that moment, any douchebag sitting at the bar fucking talking me up while I was trying to get the hell out of there and get my own damn drink, you know. Could have said, "Oh, I love Ween," you know, like, and it would have meant nothing. Right. But that's the moment that PC and I met, and we've been really good friends ever since. We recorded a ton of music together, and he's gone from being someone who, I mean, he's been recording music on the most advanced device for the time since the mid-90s. So he goes all the way back to an 808 machine. Brandon's been practicing on a classic 808 recently, which is so dope to hear the things that he can come up with. You know, you think you've done everything with an 808, you haven't. Brendan's figuring it out. So.
Are you single?
No.
Okay. I was just going to say, if all the gentlemen out there, all you got to do to impress her is get a Ween tattoo. Good to go. So go.
Well, you're going to have to know all the words.
Yeah, it's just
That's
the tattoo's not going to work.
Oh, hell no.
Well, she's taken anyway. Sorry,
we do
guys.
Ween cover shows. That's the thing that so if you see something that it says JK and PC, that's probably a mainly Ween
cover.
Yeah, cover set.
Nice.
And then I like to play music with Bailey Keeling, who's the baddest bitch on drums, and I like to play music with Shad Dennis. I like his Christian name. His mommy gave him Shadron. Anyhow, and then I randomly know a bunch of rappers too. I don't know. I've been lucky enough to be that bitch who made I think really I just have a keen sense for being like, that person's really talented. and being honest with that person about it early enough on. And that, you know, I guess the luck is just having that acquaintance occur.
Yeah.
I met Lucid waiting tables. I was paying attention, you know, like I pay attention to things on the table and everything else.
Right.
I was just paying attention when he was checking out a table, and I saw the bills he had in his, I don't know why. I just saw the combination of bills that he had in his server book. And like right after this lady at a table accused him of stealing $100 bill, but there had never been $100 bill in there. And I walked right up there and like boldly defended him, and that's how we became friends.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know he did art or anything in that moment.
Yeah.
And I'd been right. Haha, the bitch found it in her wallet. Maybe
Look
you
at
shouldn't
you.
be so drunk on the deck.
Look at you.
And, you know, people are so quick to go ahead and accuse what they think to be some lowly waiter. And Daniel Lucid Bartle is absolutely, you know, talented. And I mean,
I think that came across just during the podcast. And
mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at his Instagram or if you've checked any of his stuff out, it just, yeah, he's super talented in a lot of different ways.
We were both waiting tables because of the, you know, the housing market crash, you know, the economy crash.
Where
it's not
were-
like that's what we were doing before.
Where were you waiting tables at?
Tres Amare in Briarcliff.
Hmm.
Barron worked there for a while too, at Barron Drives Fords.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Plug.
I don't know much about the Northland, really.
What do you mean?
I don't know much about Briarcliff. I know where it's at, but I've only driven past it. I know there's a Argentinian steakhouse or something there. Yeah, maybe.
What you need to know about Briarcliff is probably the name Charles Garney,
Okay.
who is like my hero as far as like entrepreneurial businessman. He is the best businessman.
I don't know any entrepreneur type. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, here's the Casey legend. To be short, it'd be like 2 sentences. This man has managed to start somewhere between like 45 and 55 companies in his time. He's getting up there in years. He has, once they are productive, he has sold them all back to the employees and made them self-sufficient, and they're
cool.
all still in business today.
Oh, nice.
So he has single-handedly made himself a wealthy individual with a capability of leaving a good inheritance to his descendants, and also put so much back into our city.
Oh, cool.
And let me just take a moment to say, what the fuck is Strange Music doing in Blue Springs?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's cheaper to live out there. Less property tax.
I'm telling you, they need to be on the other side of Hardesty Avenue. Property, it'd be real cheap to be there.
Well, bring it up with him, not me. Sorry, Tech 9. You just made yourself an enemy.
I think I'm talking to Travis more than Tech.
Okay. You got beef with him?
No.
You want to
but
start
I
some
just
beef with
think-
him?
No.
Come
Well,
on.
maybe.
Start some beef with these guys. The
I
whole
just think
strange music. Let's go. Let's start some beef
well,
with
I mean,
them.
I'm a okay. Here's my problem. Number one, no, my only problem. I love Strange Music. I've been listening to Tech since, goddamn,
The abortion days.
Right? Since he just
A lot of
had
people
that
don't know
one
about
little that one little fucking U-Haul repainted truck thing he had. That van.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Back
Back when he was like at America's Club every weekend.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In Orlando's.
Yep. That's some old school Kansas City stuff right there. You don't know about that if you're from KC.
Right, and they got rid of the Union. Did you know that?
No.
There's nowhere to dance in this damn city anymore. I'm gonna open a club. I'm gonna call it the Reunion, and I'm gonna make sure it's on the outside of Westport proper, so you don't have to stand a 6-hour-long line and get patted down to get in.
Yeah, they just started doing that recently, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I just think that, you know, most of the problems we have in this city, people are all like, oh, I don't want to go to the city because it's dangerous. Well, that's fucking stupid. That's a good way to keep it dangerous.
I love the city.
But yeah, like why, you know, like of all the companies, I just feel like the revenue ought to be in the city proper.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I love the music. JL's the shit. That's like my favorite rapper who's new to me in the last 5 years.
Yeah. Do you listen to any mainstream stuff? Music at all?
What's mainstream?
I don't know. You know, like big people, the stuff like that's on like.
What's mainstream, Brendan? Let Brendan answer. I'm gonna defer. I did tell him there'll probably be some questions we gotta defer.
Just go ahead and say J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah, I listen to J. Cole.
Brandon says I'd be listening to J. Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole's good.
Say you're really upset over Mac
Oh no, I am upset over the death of Mac Miller, and we kind of shared that.
No,
But I'm upset.
Over X. That's who.
No, Brandon's devastated over the X situation. I've been sharing some of that.
What Extension? That dude? Extacion?
XXX
Tentacion. Okay. Yeah, he got shot a few months ago, was it? Yeah. I don't know much about that story, but J. Cole's good, and wait, who's the other one?
What we really should be talking
Oh,
about
the Mac Miller.
is
Yeah,
that
let's not
it
talk
turns
about
out
that.
my freaking spirit animal turns out to be a thief.
A raccoon?
You think my spirit animal should be a trash panda?
I think when I think of a spirit animal and when I think of thief, I think of raccoons because they're always stealing shit.
See, that's something I didn't learn until I moved to the suburbs that y'all call them raccoons. I thought it was a trash panda when I was little.
I've never heard of trash panda. I can see that though. Yeah. Go camping where they're at. They're gonna
Why?
they
Let me
they will
just
go.
Find
I know.
Me some
They'll go
raccoons.
through all your stuff and steal whatever they can
No,
at night.
no.
It's hilarious.
You know what I'm gonna
And
do
they
this
look at you with
weekend,
their
Brandon?
cute
I'm gonna
little
go find
faces.
some raccoons to rob me.
Yeah. It's true. All right,
Oh, no.
so your spirit animal is a thief, but it's not a
No,
raccoon.
my spirit animal was a breed of dog, the Snoop dog.
Oh my gosh.
And I even went through this really emotional thing where I changed my spirit animal to a lion, the Snoop breed, also a Snoop lion.
Jaw lion.
When he decided to do that. But what the fuck is this song? And do you know who they're robbing? Like,
What song are you talking about?
oh no, help me.
Oh gosh, I've heard that. I'm living my best life. I heard it once, and I'll if it comes on, I turn it off. It's horrible. I don't like bad music. I like good music. That's not
Okay,
a
but
good
it
song.
used to be good music, and
Who,
I know
Snoop?
No,
It's a different song.
Okay.
can we play a song? What's our capability of playing a song right now? Be really easy.
I don't have it set up to do that. I could have, but I
Okay.
don't.
Well, here's all I'm gonna say is
I need to do that.
what you need to do is if you think for a second, human beings on this sweet sweet planet, if you think that you might like that song, what you need to do is look up a song called Curious by LSG, because it is a far better and original version of that song. And it hurts. It hurt me. I literally had to pull over on the highway. I was absolutely irate when I heard that stuff on the radio. I mean, I just could.
Really, music, bad music, or whatever you deem bad can really piss you off like that.
Oh, you know what? Other people are excited to rent cars at good rates or whatever, buy cigarettes, get into clubs. All I was happy about was having, when I became an adult, I am leaving the damn grocery store if the playlist pisses me off. Oh, I am.
Really?
And yes, I will walk out on
Wow.
dinner or anything if it's
That's
bad
pretty
music. I do not
serious
have to
stuff.
endure this. I'm a damn grown up now.
Even if it's just like a 3.5-minute song.
Okay, well,
You
I've
know.
never walked out for well, it depends on the song, but like probably not just like one song, but
Okay,
like,
but if there's like a couple back to
that's
back, and you're like,
torture.
okay,
that is torture. I'm not enduring that. I'm a grown up.
yeah,
I have a choice.
I hear
I can
ya.
turn the radio off.
I turn it off in my head. I used to serve tables as well, and I served at one place that played a lot of country music. I can't handle that. I just learned to tune it out, and I worked every shift, not even hearing it. It's a skill you have to acquire. Especially you need to acquire that skill. If you're getting that pissed off after a couple songs, ooh, maybe you need to lay off the coffee.
Hold on, we're gonna do something here.
All
real
right,
quick.
she's
Okay.
looking something on her phone. We're gonna see if this plays through the
Okay, here's this
microphone.
bullshit.
You turn it up and put it on your side of the mic. Oh, yeah, that's the song.
Okay, so we've all heard that. Okay, let me save y'all. Here you go. I knew immediately.
Shake 'em up, shake 'em up.
You hear it? It's the same fucking song.
I mean,
Here's their bullshit.
yeah, it's rap.
No, listen though. It's the same beat. It's stolen.
Yeah, it's rap. Rap is all stolen.
No, it is not, motherfucker. Please. We're about to go
Rap
down
is
this
all
road.
stolen.
Not like this. This is
Oh,
blatant.
come on. There's all kinds of rap that's stolen. Where they directly take. There's a really good one I like by Meek Mill where he takes one of Eminem's one of
Oh,
his
sorry.
song, one of his complete
Yeah,
songs, and
no,
just does his own
that's
thing.
that's more of an ode though. He's
That wasn't an ode.
Wait, okay. Well, and that makes him a piece of shit. But the difference is,
No, it's a good song. It doesn't
what
make you
what
shit.
I'm
just-
saying is, Snoop knows that's an LSG song, and all he would have had to do to make it cool with me and most people my age or who work in my industry would have been to say the word fucking curious or like talk about
well,
knowing what's on my mind at least in one like lyric, and then I would
Snoop,
have felt down.
Snoop. Well, that song is very, very. I don't know if it's popular, but you would say it's popular.
It was number 1 on the charts. That's
Okay.
why like.
So Snoop might know something about making money, and maybe he's past the point of making music, and he's just like, I know what makes money. I know what
Thank
makes money,
God
and I want to
will
make money.
Never fall into that trap. See, that is the beauty of my life at this point. Is
Well,
I've
that's why
managed to
everyone-
spend my life, involved in music and never sell out like that.
That's why everybody likes the earlier stuff of your favorite artist. Like one of my favorite. You were asking who my favorite is. I don't have a favorite, but I have a list, and on my list is 311. Love their old stuff. Their old stuff is just
Amber is the color of your energy.
older than that. I like.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Rainstorms take me away from the norm. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
What else they do? A lot of people like that. 311's a good band. That's
Yeah.
one of those.
And they're still
like
around, which is amazing.
reggae, punk kind of.
Reggae, ska, punk, rap, all kinds of.
We were listening to just random, I call it roulette, radio roulette, when we just see what's on the radio in the car. And usually the radio doesn't stay on. But sometimes there'll be something decent. And there was a No Doubt song on. And he was like, this is fucking Gwen Stefani. He couldn't believe it.
Oh, wow.
Because Brendan, he's only, he's very articulate and well-spoken for his age. But he's only 21. So, like,
Oh,
there's just
so
some things he hasn't.
He doesn't know No
lived
Doubt.
through.
He just knows of Gwen Stefani.
Right. He knows
Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Yeah. Shit is bananas. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know about them spider webs.
Oh, that's the song it was.
Of course,
Mhm.
I saw them back in 97, 96 or 97. I saw them in
Who
concert.
were they playing with?
Everybody. Bush,
Was it one of those
Counting
van
Crows.
tours?
It
or
was the
whatever?
Blockbuster Music Fest. It was in Dallas. It was at the Dallas Speedway. There was like, 275,000 people there. I was right up front, spent the night. You want to talk about, what was the other question? What was my best adventures?
Yeah.
That was one of my
Oh,
best
yeah, okay.
adventures. I mean, I was like 16, 17. It would take a long time to tell you the story. I'll save it for another time, but that was an insane adventure. Insane.
We were driving
That means
down
nothing.
Broadway. No, I'm with you. I was just gonna. We were driving down Maine, going in front of the Midland one day, and there were all these people. Clear. I mean, it was clearly a line for an ICP concert. Like, there's
Oh my
nothing
gosh.
else that it could be. But the problem is, the individual I was with
The Juggalos.
was in their 30s, has known me for 20 years. I mean, and I'm not saying that, like, I listened to it, of course. I was a Misfits fan, so I had to at least know what
Be careful.
ICP was. I never dressed up and never, never
You were
did
never
any
a
of that shit.
Juggalo
No,
or
no,
Jugga,
no.
whatever.
But yeah, there were individuals actually in their 30s with me who had never heard of ICP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
In their
that.
30s.
Yeah,
That was really
fucked me up a little.
Huh. What did they listen to? What do they listen to?
Who the fuck cares?
But I mean, obviously, if you were grown up in the 90s, if they're in your 30s, the 90s probably played a pretty big part of your growing up as far as like the music you listen to.
Unless your parents made you listen to something terrible, like
Well, that's what I'm saying.
pop country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What were you listening to that you didn't hear about ICP?
Well, it's not like they would really play it. Like, I remember Johnny Dare trying to do clips, little ICP clips, back in the day.
I thought I heard some of their songs on
Yeah,
some.
but you couldn't you couldn't play that real ruthless
yeah.
stuff in the 90s on the radio like that.
Yeah.
You remember it was a big deal? Alanis got to say bitch.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah, I liked Alanis Morissette. You kind of look like her a little bit.
That's funny.
You know who you kind of remind me of?
Who?
Fiona Apple.
Oh, that's funny. I haven't gotten that one.
You're getting it now.
Yeah. I get Jennifer Love Hewitt a lot.
Okay.
And I get
I was thinking like the whole, I mean, you're a musician, you kind of resemble her. You seem smart
Well,
like
if you
her.
ask Philip Norman Craven, a.k.a. PC, he'll let you know that Jennifer Love Hewitt did once put out an album.
Yeah, was it good?
Who
No.
no.
You know
of
who
course
else
not.
put out
Neither was
a-
Mandy Moore's. Neither was
You know who else put one out?
who?
That dude Joey from Blossom. Whoa. He put out an
Joey
album.
Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Friends
got an
with
album.
Joey Lawrence.
Shaquille O'Neal's got
me
an
invited.
album.
Shaq?
Shaq's got an album.
I would listen
Diesel.
to that.
Big Diesel? Something like that. It's either Diesel or Big Diesel, something like that. But yeah, it's like that was 90s.
See that Collier. I'm a fan of these kids, and I'm not 100% positive it's the same family, but there is a local family of these boys that just shred some old school, like Injustice for All and Master of Puppets, Metallica stuff, and like their mom takes them. They play on
Did you
the
say
plaza
Collier?
sometimes. Yeah, and that's the kid that Dave Grohl just gave
I
that
was-
guitar to.
I was just going to say, I was at that concert.
Dude,
I-
that was so righteous.
Yeah, I saw him
I
give
was so
yeah, the
excited
kid
about that.
Yeah, the kid was he played it
Yeah.
good. He didn't know any other songs. He tried to play another song, but he couldn't really do anything.
No, Collier knew the songs. The drummer did not know the songs. Those were too old. Those songs were too old. Those
Okay.
were old. Those were not from the Black Album. That kid was trying to play real Metallica.
Okay.
And that was the dopest shit. Way to rep, Collier. I'm a fan.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured it was a setup thing. I'm sure I knew he didn't just bring some random kid up there.
Well, he probably would know. I mean, he's kind of a little. He's a local, so those
Okay.
kids, there's some brothers, and they sing, they play the drums, do the guitars and bass
Oh,
and stuff. They're
cool.
really talented, and there's something of a local celebrity.
I need to know more about local stuff.
I'll help you.
Yeah. Give me a list of things to just
No, that's
Google.
shitty. We'll go rolling.
Okay. I'm down to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What do you drive?
Nothing nice.
Me neither. Baron usually, as long as it counts as an adventure, I bet B could help us out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Look at that. Yeah, I had no idea what to expect from you. I just, like I said, Lucid said, hit you up, and then I saw that you were a musician, and you got all kinds of irons in the fire. You're like a go-getter. Like I was asking, what's a typical day like, and we didn't get past taking care of your grandparents.
Well, I think I told you the only thing
but-
that is typical.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Everything else about my life changes every single day. And it's awesome. I worked a lot of jobs. I worked two full-time jobs starting at age 14. So I worked a lot.
Yeah.
And then to develop enough skills to be able to, literally just freelance based on your talent and time availability is pretty baller.
Yeah. You look like you're living the baller life. Get to kind of do whatever you
I hope
want,
so.
more or less. I mean, like freedom. I guess you got some freedom.
There's always more
I mean, dependent.
to
You have
do
dependence.
than I have
so-
time for.
Yeah. I amen to that.
So I find it incredibly difficult to isolate what is the most important sometimes, and I have to make more choices like that. I have to choose things sometimes that it won't matter if it doesn't get done over something that is possibly a more lucrative opportunity on account of the fact that who knows, and at the end of the day, if it's my if I wake up and it's my grandmother, my grandfather's, it's been their last day, well, I'm the mom and I'll be home and I have things to do and it doesn't matter, so eventually things will open up where I'll be able to take more opportunities that come my way that are of that caliber. But right now I'm just having a great time taking the low-level stuff and doing the things I really believe in. And it is funny the number of people who think I work for Ford. Now I don't work for Ford, but I do anything for B because, he's a really good friend.
What exactly do you do for Ford? Or
Well, he is...
why do people think you work for Ford?
Because Baron Drives Fords is Baron's handle, and he started...
Is this a car dealership?
Well, he is a car dealer.
Okay.
But it predates his... He's at Gary Crossley. He wasn't always at Gary Crossley, but I'm not going to plug anybody except Gary Crossley. But really, the person that I'm interested in promoting is Baron.
Okay.
And he really, he really is the best. So buy a car from B.
Okay.
But he just wanted some help doing some promotional things. And mostly it meant that my friend that I scarcely get to see and spend time with, by transforming that into making him one of my clients weekly, we get to hang out. We
Okay,
make fun
that's
videos,
nice.
and they come out on Tuesdays. And you're actually gonna be featured this Tuesday. so-
Wow. I've never been featured on anything before other than this
Ooh.
podcast, which is cheating because it's mine and I made it.
That's what the Dental Lore guy did. And he got millions of people when he did that Johnny Anthony West Fund.
Yeah.
Did you ever tune into that? Dude, you got to look up Den of Lore. Sometimes they talk about things that are interesting, and sometimes he just talks about his cat and how much he loves his wife.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm always looking for new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. So you work for Barron, or you don't? So that's why people think you work for Ford. Awesome artist as far as musician, stand-up comedian. What else do you want to do? Anything? Or are you doing this? No, I know what I wanted to ask you. Screw what I just said. Can I find your music anywhere? Like, if I want to listen to like some of your stuff that's not on Instagram, like, is there like a SoundCloud or something I can listen to you? Because I like your stuff. It would put me to sleep. Like, I would like to listen to that.
It's so nice.
It's for real.
So there is, if you go to agoa.bandcamp.com, agoa.bandcamp.com, you can find an experimental album that that PC and I put together. It was mostly just me jacking around and really learning how to use Reason. Like, I'm really good in Sony Vegas. I'm really good in some other programs that are, essential to what I do. But I need more practice in Reason. So I decided to, get my ween on and not give a fuck and just write some fun songs.
Cool.
So I did that. But outside of that, mostly you'll only find, I know you can find some stand-up comedy. If you put in Katrinka Improv, you can find that on YouTube. And you can find some live performances on YouTube. But we have 11 for the Boognish is going to be an album that'll be available everywhere pretty soon. It's going to be
nice.
11 Ween covers. And then I have another original album coming out. It was supposed to come out. I had one come out 11/11 last year, and I was going to do the same thing this year. It's been a little bit tricky getting on the same page with some of the musicians that I'd really like to work with for that.
Yeah.
So that date might get pushed.
Well, you had an album drop last 11/11?
Mm-hmm. That album is the experimental one that I was talking about. It's available on Bandcamp. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's those are all original songs. I wrote every song on that album. I played not every instrument, but several instruments on that album. I guess Shad did write some of the melodies on there too. But
can I give you a suggestion? Because that's what I do to people on here, whether they want it or not.
I would love your advice.
Okay. Do you know what Twitch is?
Brendan, do I have a Twitch? Do I need a Twitch? I'm pretty sure I've already been told by Brendan I need a Twitch.
Twitch it's been growing and growing and growing. It's really gonna have a tipping point, I think, soon and really blow up. I think Amazon owns it. It's live streaming. A lot of people play video games on there, and they have say it's me. I'm playing Fortnite. You can see me playing, and then you can talk to me, and I'm talking back. You can chat. There's a chat room, and people are, oh, hey, what's up? What are you doing today? Oh, not much. I'm doing a podcast today.
Cool. And
so it's live, interactive. A lot of people use it for games, but then there's also a thing called IRL, in real life. And then there's different sections you go into, and people are doing things. So you've listened to my podcast, and the intro song, that gal, she does Twitch. She live streams on Twitch doing music, and she gets donations left and right.
Cool.
She was doing a special that day. $5 donations get you a jingle. I'll do a jingle for you. I said, hey, if I donate $10, would you do an intro for my podcast? She said, sure. So I donated, and then I have the whole video. It took her 6 minutes, and she plays the song on her keyboard there. She's got a camera on her keyboard, everything, and she makes up this whole song in 6 minutes, sent me the MP3, and then I did what I wanted to do with it for the intro and outro.
That's so good.
She makes a lot of money. She is on there. Anyways, you could do just like this. You could do it like in a place like this, exactly this setup. Start singing, talking to your people, and they'd just be watching you if you're talented, which you are, and then they'd be donate. You could make it's something to think about for generating some income. I don't know.
Well,
that's my.
I would like to
idea.
Generate some income for something. You actually give me a really good idea. Actually, I'm gonna get yelled at later. Okay, confession time. I only run my Instagram. If you find accounts that look like they're me, they are me. I allowed them, whatever. But that's Brendan, So like the dick pics, man, that ain't going to me. I don't deal with the dick pics.
Does that happen?
Every day.
Really?
Oh my God.
Seriously, people
you
just.
You should make Brendan talk about that. Defer to Brendan. Give him a microphone.
For real, this dude just said she gets pages
Oh,
of
dude, it's
unsolicited.
nuts.
Wait, they're unsolicited dick pics?
Like,
Why
Or
would I solicit? Me
Just
some
make-
dick
hey,
pic. I'm collecting.
I just met you. I don't know, and I'm not judging. Guys, come on, creeps. We already have a bad rap being dudes. Don't be sending dick pics randomly. Come on, get it together, people.
I get every color of the rainbow. I get penises from around the world.
Wow. On all the social platforms?
Oh, yeah.
Even your Instagram?
My Instagram is a little less. Most people don't. I mean, I only have. Until I started doing this thing with Barron, I was pretty under the radar.
Ah, that
So
makes
I
it
only
go
had
back.
I only had a couple hundred on there. I think I'm only like 700 on there. You know, there's like 4,000 or some shit on Facebook. So like that's more than I ever want to manage. And
Yeah. Wow.
like I share from Instagram, but really, honestly, you know, I don't check the messages on there. You know, my mom still just doesn't get it. She'll be like, "But how are we supposed to update on the family and the kids? And you didn't get the info." I'm like, "Ma, you know where I live."
Wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Anyways, that was my suggestion.
No, I'm gonna do it. Oh,
Look
I wanted to
into
say
it.
this though. No, I'm gonna do that, and I want to raise some money, but I want to do it for Mama on a Mission. That's something else that's local you should know about.
Okay, why don't we wrap this up and you tell us what Mama on a Mission is?
Okay, last thing. Here's a plug. Mama on a Mission Inc. is a local organization started by the mother of Alonzo, who was a victim of gun violence. He was murdered in our city, and she has gotten together with the other survivors of situations where they've lost someone to violence. And it's probably the most, I mean, like, if you really care about the state of the desperation, the state of the gun violence in our city right now, which if you're paying attention, it's they're talking about it
It's
all
a
around
lot.
the world.
Kansas City's a lot.
The problem is, it's not, I mean, people can sit around and blame it on ugly things all day, but we all
Right.
need to wake up and realize that it's really just desperation that's the problem. And this woman is a brave woman. It would be very difficult if I lost my baby to something so devastating, to get up and be like, you know what the fuck I'm going to do with my life? I'm going to honor my son by going out and helping. They provide assistance to people going through the same thing.
Oh, wow, that's
if you
great.
really think about it, nobody who does, very few people from where I'm from want to be comforted by a police officer. And now that's not to say anything negative about a police officer. What I'm trying to say is it's helpful to the police officer for this organization to exist and for there to actually be someone that these people can see, feels their pain, and recognizes their situation. It's just worthwhile. If you buy my album on Bandcamp, buy a download, the money goes to Mama on a Mission. I don't keep any money from any music.
Oh, cool.
Write. So that's how I keep it pure, so I don't turn into Snoop Dogg.
Tell people again exactly how they can get it, where they can get it. agoa.bandcamp.com. And then you can find me anywhere online. Just Google Katrinka. That's my name. I'm Katrinka. If you put in the word just, J-U-S-T, before the word Katrinka, you might get other things. But you can, sift it, baby. You'll find stuff all the way back to the Just Off Broadway Theater when I was like 16, if you want. Wow. Old school. Thank you so much, just Katrina.
It was so nice.
Katrinka. Oh, my gosh, I
Ryan.
butchered
We're
it. Yeah, I
good
appreciate
friends.
it. You're welcome to come back at any time. Let's get that album out, and we'll pimp that bad boy for you when it comes out. And anytime you want to come back on, I think we have...
I'll bring a guitar next time.
Okay.
We'll just jam. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we can do whatever. I think there's so much more we could talk about. Maybe more Randall Carlson
I want to
talk
come
and-
on with your conspiracy people.
Okay, we can...
Please, 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 please.
I'll
please,
get
please,
something set up.
please.
Let's do that.
I will find something new to say.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for listening and watching. Again, you can see me on YouTube at Neanderthal Podcast and all podcast apps. Brendan, hit that stop streaming button over there, and we are good. Peace out.